and welcome to Middle Ground Books After Hours.
My name's Megan.
I'm Debra.
And I'm Lance. We've had so many things that we're planning on doing. We've got an Ursula K. Le Guin thing. Haven't finished that book. We've got Necronomicon by
Phenomenon.
By Lovecraft. And we haven't finished that one yet. And there's just whole vistas of stuff. We had a vacation, which
was lovely.
Yeah.
We slept an entire day.
And we went to a place where it didn't feel like a furnace every time we stepped out the door.
Also
Mountains
nice.
are wonderful like that.
So this is kind of a landmark, a milestone, big deal.
What is?
That lake.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't mean to be dumb. Yes, we hit a milestone.
Yeah, not a pedestrian.
That's good.
I mean, I did have a dream that I caused a multi-car pileup. It was really bad, and I was grateful when I woke up from that one. And
really
it wasn't
good.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the milestone?
We have, is it just 1,000 or is it over now?
Well, I'm sure it's over.
1,000 at least YouTube subscribers to the podcast. So that's pretty cool.
Which is kind of crazy.
Because in my brain, still no one listens to us. In my head, like no one's paying any attention to us. We're just talking about stuff.
You were patently wrong, obviously.
It's how I'm able to do this, so I'm going to just keep pretending.
Yeah.
Because if I think about, oh my gosh, people are going to listen to this, then I'm going to think about what I'm saying. Like I just need to relax and be me and think that no one's listening. Like dance like no one's watching, like that.
Yeah, you know how well that worked out.
Podcast like no one's listening.
Okay, but Megan's talking about the dance like no one's watching, and I'm reminding her that it doesn't really work all that well because she and I were crazy Walmart dancing one time, and she was like, "Well, no one's looking," and we turned around, and Lance's brother was standing there with his arms crossed, looking at us like, "Hello, you two."
Yeah, we like to dance to whatever the tunes that are playing in Walmart. Usually very
it's
silly.
Always such quality music.
Usually we're being very silly when we're in Walmart
I
dancing
am
around.
not silly. Speak for yourself.
Okay, well. I'm gonna, because I'm not doing it by myself. I can tell you that much.
So if you hadn't guessed, this is not going to be one of the laser-pointed, highly researched podcasts that
Super focused.
Yeah.
That you come to expect and enjoy here at Middle Ground Books After Hours.
Do they come to expect that?
And the great thing is, Ron has already gone, Cosmic Ron has already gone through and, taken out a lot. You're getting the choice stuff.
The distilled version.
The other ramblings, they were cut.
And if you think, we don't pay him enough, you're probably right.
Yeah.
So this is our producer. This is his. So this is supposed to be host blurbs is what we're supposed to do for this episode.
We're blurbing.
Loose and conversational. Let topics flow. What the listener should feel like they're getting invited into a world and hearing the kind of conversation that usually happens after closing time.
Okay, but unfortunately, lots of times after closing time, it's like, oh, you're home. Oh, great. Good night.
Yeah.
Snore.
Sleep.
I mean, that's also true. But our conversations can get random sometimes, if you can imagine. So at this instant, I'm gesturing with my hands, and you can't see. Which
You always talk with gestures and...
Many of you are listening on YouTube. I don't feel bad that you can't see us.
But we're so pretty.
We have nice hair.
Sometimes my hair looks good. Maybe not today.
But what do we got going on in the store this week before we get into further randomness?
Well, Kai and the Page to Screen Book Club will be discussing Jurassic Park on the day that this episode drops, August 13th at 5:30 p.m. So if you are listening on August 13th and you have read Jurassic Park and or watched the movie, you can head over there and join that discussion at 5:30.
And if you just want to troll, too, there are some people who just really like talking about the differences between books and movies.
Yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to do this book club unless I've done both. But that's just me.
Yeah. And then on August 15th, we will have our normal story time at 11 a.m., and that's for families with children from 0 to 5 years old. If you have older children, you are also welcome, but that is our target audience with the books and the songs and the activities that we have.
And I don't feel like any of your story times are normal in that sense.
What do you mean?
Like, you just have a lot of fun with the kids.
Yeah,
like
you sing songs.
Story time is.
Sing songs and read books. That's
books
story time.
Fun.
It's great.
And I've got coming up after the story time in the afternoon, we have our Red Pyramid, which is our second breakfast club. We haven't quite finalized it yet. We are having some beer.
But it will be amazing.
Probably it's going to be fish again.
Fish?
And probably either some lentils. That's kind of typical for would be Egyptian fare.
Those weird traditional cucumber things.
Yeah, and probably shespet. Or shesepet.
Shesepet?
Yeah,
that's
Egyptian.
Cucumbers?
That's Egyptian for pyramid. Well, that's Middle Egyptian. In Middle Egyptian, they just glom in E's wherever there's a vowel place because nobody knows what the vowels are.
What the actual vowels were.
Yeah. So
you're just guessing at what they really sounded like.
And for somebody who knows Middle Egyptian, I might have just got that wrong. But most of you probably don't know Middle Egyptian.
Yeah, I was like, absolutely sure. That sounds reasonable because I don't know anything about Egyptian.
So that's at 4 p.m. on Saturday, August 15th. Then on Sunday, August 16th, we're having an author event from 2 to 3 p.m. Cheryl, is it Heidi? Is that how I pronounce it? And she is with Anakamra Press, and she will be talking about her book, At Leap of Faith Farm. That's from 2 to 3 p.m. on Sunday, August 16th.
And that's going to be kind of a James Herod, like All Creatures Great and Small. Yeah. She's going to have some veterinary insights. I think it's actually set in the northern states. Okay. I want to say like Minnesota or somewhere where they have like 2 months of not frozen.
And of course, even if you can't attend any of these events, all of these books are available for purchase in the store. So you can come and see us at 606 Commercial for your copy of any of these books we've been discussing. And then on August 17th, don't come and see us at the store because that's a Monday and the store is closed. But we will have a booth at the Main Street sponsored ESU Block Party, which is an event to welcome back all of the students at ESU. So we'll be having some kind of promotions and at a booth on Monday, August 17th. So come on down to the block party if you're in Emporia and talk with Kai and Diego.
And then August 18th is a Tuesday, I think. And what is the mysterious mystery book?
Oh, so this month, after last month's book was a bit of a emotional roller coaster, really intense book, and so the group decided to go with something a bit more cozy this month, and so we will be discussing Poppy Montgomery Gets Even, and it's about an octogenarian who gets fed up with all the people who are trying to scam octogenarians, and she decides to get even, but then things get a little out of hand.
She goes on a killing spree.
No, she's not good. No, there is someone who...
For all y'all, this is what we do in place of advertising, and because we do want people to know about us, know about the store, but we try to actually make this be more of a gift rather than, hey, buy stuff, because that just feels crappy.
But we do want you to buy stuff.
It sure helps.
We kind of pretty much need you to buy stuff so that we can continue. So.
Well, and it helps us pay our employees, and they really like to get paid, and
and our landlord likes it when we pay our rent.
And and you know, some point I might get paid, or we might get paid at some point in the future.
Maybe one day.
I said something to a customer about the other day. But I was like saying goodbye, and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I'm going to work." And they're like, "Aren't you at work now?" And I was like, "No, I volunteer my time and work here at the store." This is a community service that we do.
Do not get paid, really.
We get paid in smiles and well wishes.
It's true. And customers who say, we appreciate you, and say, we're so glad you're part of our community. And we say, yes, we're glad to be part of this community too, because our customers are amazing. And in general, Emporia is amazing. So if you're listening in
somewhere else
and you want to visit the United States, Emporia is a great place to visit.
And we should really... I can't remember his name now. Zenga wrote an article in the Zurich newspaper about Emporia. It's in German, so if you don't read German, probably
But
that would be less helpful.
I read it with the, Google Translate, and it worked just fine.
We can try to post it. He didn't take any pictures of the store or anything.
But he did talk to you for quite a while.
But and he enjoyed Emporia and thought it was much different than he expected it to be. But that's kind of what's been happening with, the World Cup and other stuff.
Yeah,
anyway,
people have these preconceived notions of what it would be like here. But that's probably the same for us here. Like, if you haven't traveled anywhere and you're just sort of guessing what that place might be like, it's probably going to surprise you.
Well, and I think that especially people have misconceptions of America because basically the conceptions they have come from films and TV, which tend to be very urban focused. And so areas like where we live are quite different than the cities that are portrayed in most movies and television shows.
And so when we lived in the North Shore of Chicago, one of our kids had a bass teacher who heard that he was originally from New York, and he heard we were going home to Kansas, and he was freaked out and was like, be careful.
He's like, be careful out there. There's like nothing out there. And Ahab was like, yeah, it's great. You can see the stars. And but he found the emptiness terrifying, which to me, like growing up in small towns in South Dakota, when my family visited New York City and Washington, D.C., when I was young, that was what was terrifying, being in a city. And his thinking was exactly the opposite, that emptiness was terrifying.
Just you're, afraid of things you don't understand or know about.
He was thinking clown in a cornfield, I guess.
No, he was thinking children of the corn, because clown in the cornfield didn't exist yet.
I know. But I'm saying he was thinking something terror and horror when he thinks of the emptiness or,
Yeah, but there are, legitimately, there are spooky things in the world. Like, Megan is afraid of the ocean, monster soup.
It is monster soup.
And
there are sharks and other things.
I would say one of the times I was creeped out was when we were in Cameroon. I think it was in Limbe, and swimming out, and the surf was kicking up lots of silt and sediment, and the visibility wasn't good. And it just felt like there was something out there.
Well, and the people or the locals around there do believe in a mermaid type creature that is malevolent towards humans. So
Mami Wata. And that was,
spooky.
Yeah, and it wasn't
even our traditions, mermaids are not always they're not lovely singing little mermaid.
They're drowning
mermaids.
Sailors.
they're malevolent. So,
which I think folklore is so interesting, and I love reading it. Just it's fascinating, especially things like that, where across so many different cultures and continents, there's the same creature.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting. So it makes you wonder what is out there.
So I have to talk about this before we go on with mermaids, because the monster that I think scares me the most is the Rusalki or Rusalka.
Oh yeah.
And it's from Russian folklore, and I think traditionally they're the virgin brides who've been murdered before their wedding night, and they
come back for revenge.
And they hang out in the water. And usually they're kind of depicted as sirens, that they're out there and they're just beautiful and luring lusty young men. But I've seen a couple of artistic representations where they're a woman who's in the water who's crying.
That's heartbreaking.
And
that's the lure. It's not like the siren song. It's like that they're crying and needing help, and someone
wants to comfort them.
Yeah.
That makes it even worse.
That's just a much more terrifying thing.
Because you are one of those people who is very much motivated by sympathy and pity.
Yeah, and that would be, that'd be bad.
Yeah.
But back to what Megan was saying about how there are these things all over the world. For instance, I completely, absolutely believe that dragons, if they're not real presently, were real at some point in the past, because they're represented in stories and cultures all over the world. So,
well, just today, so the theme this summer of the summer reading program was dinosaurs, basically. And so a lot of the staff brought in different dinosaur things to put in the display case, and we had this whole bunch of dinosaur displays. And someone brought in this big toy that, to me, looked like a dragon, just it didn't have wings on it. And so some of us were talking, we're like, that's a dragon. And she's like, no, it's a dinosaur. And we're like, is it though? But I was like, are they that different? Isn't it just they didn't like that? Like, honestly, they look similar in so many ways. You know,
there is a skeleton of a dinosaur in quotes at the Field Museum in Chicago that the sign actually explains and says that there are all of these bones that the scientists really don't know how or where they would fit into this skeleton. And when we saw it with our family when our children were small, they were all like, it's the wings because it's a dragon. I'm like, yeah, they totally do look like bones that would make the wings for a dragon. But I was going to say that the story that I read for Storytime like a couple weeks ago was The Truth About Dragons. By, I'm trying to look at the author's name.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. That got like the Caldecott one year,
It
didn't
did. It was a Caldecott honor book.
Oh.
Julie Leung. And the story is like a mother talking to a child about that there are different truths about dragons because this child has one European ancestor and one Chinese ancestor. And so she tells the story about how your one grandmother would tell you that this is the truth about dragons, and your other grandmother would tell you that this is the truth about dragons. But you know, both of those cultures, even the legends and the stories that go around the dragons are very different. But they're both dragons, and it just reinforces to me, I think dragons are really, really real.
I think, so two things. I'm going to interject. Since I've been reading The Red Pyramid, which is a book by Rick Riordan, and it's all about Egyptian mythology. I think it's his best series, and I think it kind of got kicked to the curb, in part because it's African, and in part because it's such a different mechanic.
Different system of magic and lore,
And the main character is black, and Rick Riordan is not black, and he wrote the book. So that may have like got into some trouble. I think it's accurately portrayed.
I think he probably did his research.
And he was a teacher. So I think a lot of his research comes from his students.
Right. Well, and
I also think that the fact that his character, you said the character's black. The characters are siblings, and they are both biracial, and one presents as very black and one presents as quite white. And I think he did that deliberately because that also is part of the culture and history of Egypt.
Yeah. Between like Nubia Kush and, and then especially if you go later where you get into Greece and the way all of that happens. Mm-hmm. And even in the hieroglyphs, like men are typically portrayed as being dark, where women are portrayed as being much lighter, just because, especially within court, men are outside, women are to be shaded and not outside, etc. All of that was to say, it's a fun book. It's a great book, especially for young adults. But within that book, he does a really great job talking about this set animal. Now, the curious thing about Egyptian hieroglyphs is Egyptian words, it may be a rebus principle, where if you draw a little beetle-looking thing, that's heper, which is the word for be or become. That can be the word all by itself. Or if it's the ear of an ox, that's sejim, that's to hear. You can use that all by itself. Or those characters can be used as determinatives, or they can be used as either single consonant, biconsonantal.
Like a phonetic symbol.
Yeah. So especially the word for sejum, the word for ear, that can also be a biconsonantal. Like it can just be eat, like E, like IT together, that it can represent that. But the neat thing about Egyptian words is at the end of every Egyptian word, there is a little picture that tells you which semantic domain, which, I'm sorry, that is a highfalutin word, what meaning it has. So there's a little, like a painter's kit that has red and black paint and a cord connecting an ink pot and a papyrus brush. And that little sign, sesh, can either be a scribe or a document. And it means scribe if it has a little picture of a man behind it. Mm-hmm. And it means document if it has a picture of a little document behind it. And so the curious thing about those little determinatives is all of those are real things. So there's a little man, there's a little boy, there's a duck, there's a brush, there's you go through all the things.
They're actual objects in the real world.
Things. The set creature is this weird thing that has like a pointed face, ears cut like a bunny, a pointed, like cross-pointed tail.
Yeah, it has like two like little like a forked tail almost.
Yeah. And so, it doesn't...
It's some kind of monster thing, like a dragon that people would say now was made up. But you're saying...
that would make it the only Middle Egyptian
it doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't have
an actual animal
reference.
So it makes you think there really was whatever this set creature was.
Well, I mean, in the Chinese zodiac, the only animal that isn't a real animal is the dragon. Like all the other animals.
Why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense either.
Dun dun dun.
So maybe we should make up another
cryptid.
A cryptid for the modern world, like a vending machine monster that actually is just like, it looks like it's just a regular vending machine.
And it's like when you put the money in and like the thing doesn't like fall down. It's like it's trying to trick you into sticking your hand up there, so
it's going to eat you. Makes sense to me. I want to just
and then
clarify.
You're just trapped inside. Or like you reach your hand up in there and then somebody else's hand grabs you by the wrist.
Okay, that's
and starts,
super creepy.
Pulling
no,
you
that's
in,
super creepy. Now you're describing a horror film.
So this idea about a haunted vending machine that pulls your hand inside seems so far-fetched that I could only assume that Japan had already done something with it. Turns out they did. Surprise, surprise. Supposedly, there's a Japanese horror story about a vending machine where if you stick your hand into the pickup slot at midnight, you get dragged inside. And also a comic where something inside the machine grabs your fingers. And I say surprise, surprise, but actually, no, not really. Japan is the vending machine capital of the planet. Seriously, they have a vending machine for everything. 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 Way to go, Japan. You just keep doing weird directly in line with my expectations.
I think it sounds fun.
But we were
You'll
talking
never
about...
drink Coke again.
We're talking about mythological creatures.
Well, this could be mythological if we do our work right. Like, we've got 1,000 subscribers now. Wow. We could all work together, guys. Let's make this a thing.
So, when I was reading the Percy Jackson books, I went down so many rabbit holes of learning about the Pantheon. And so I always enjoyed mythology and really enjoy learning about the ancient world and like the art and the mythology and all that stuff. But yeah, like reading Percy Jackson, like you kind of go down a rabbit hole of like, oh, how this deity and that deity, like what their story was. Because I was like, oh yeah, how does that story go? And so I would look it up and then just end up down a Wikipedia rabbit hole of mythology.
I do that too. I love reading about Greek myths, but those stories absolutely will not stick in my brain. I've read them over and over. I read them when I was in school. I read them at least 2 or 3 times as I was schooling our kids. I read them as I was reading the Percy Jackson books, and those stories will not stick with me. Like when I'm trying to, I always ask one of you guys, hey, who was it in the Greek myth that did this or that? And you're both like, oh yeah, that was such and such. I'm like, how the heck do you remember that? Because it will not stick in my brain.
I don't always remember because it does get very confusing. Yeah. The pantheons of the different mythologies.
But you remember them way better than I do. For me, remembering Greek gods is the same as understanding a car engine. My brain just doesn't do that.
Not retaining that info.
No. It's very frustrating because I love the Greek myths and I love the stories, but they won't stick.
So does that mean we should go see the Odyssey?
Potentially.
Kind of want to, but I don't know.
All right, so this is the point where we're supposed to tell you about ways you can buy things, if you would like to buy things.
Oh, yes, please buy things. Some of the ways you can buy things from us are A, come into the store at 606 Commercial in Emporia, Kansas. But we know not all of our listeners are close by.
We would love to have you come visit, though.
Yeah. Stop in. Say hello.
Yeah. We have, like, right now, iced tea. Our iced tea is an iced Earl Grey or lemonade. And I'm sure we'd get you, especially if you're coming from a distance, we'll get you more than just complimentary lemonade.
Lemonade is made from scratch, though, so it's really good.
Yeah. But we'll get you some other thing, too.
Yeah. Stop in, look at books, buy books, get a refreshing drink. But if you are not passing through or not close by, you can also support us as your bookstore with Libro FM, which, if you're an audiobook listener, is a great app that supports indie bookstores. So instead of the other ways to listen to audiobooks, no, not going to mention names, but this actually supports indie bookstores, and you own your audiobooks. They're not going to just suddenly disappear when they don't have the rights to them anymore.
And if you stop your subscription, you still have your books.
Yes. So that's a big way that we're different. And you can also buy, if you're looking for something maybe a little more unique or quirky or vintage books.
Or not readily available.
Yeah, you can look at our Biblio website, and that will show you the kind of more unusual things that we've got in our store. But if you're just wanting, some new books or ebooks, you can stop by bookshop.org and select us as your bookstore. And it's also a site that supports indie bookstores, so you can have the book shipped to you or get an ebook.
And you can find all of those links in the description to wherever you're listening. And you can also find links to those things on our website, which is middlegroundbooks.com.
We mentioned at the beginning that we have 1,000 subscribers, and
huzzah!
Yay!
And it's a little weird.
It is.
We're so grateful that you've joined us on this adventure, and please tell your friends and like and subscribe and pass it on.
And we would love to know more about you. So especially those of you who have reached out, who've, made a comment. Zach, you haven't commented on the website, but you did, in fact, tell us that you didn't like the Douglas Adams.
Well,
wow.
It was more that he said that he would have chosen different passages. And I said, hey, like and comment and tell us what passages. And we can do another episode. There's plenty of material there in the increasingly misnamed trilogy.
It's true. And I think one of the ones that he mentioned was one that we tried to find, and we were flipping through pages and couldn't find it.
There wasn't. Yeah, but we can totally do another episode. If you tell us which parts you would like us to discuss, please just let us know in the comments.
Or which things, for the love of God, never do that again. Like, that also works too.
But I'm also interested in finding out about new authors that we haven't read before. So if you, dear listeners, have an author you really like that you've never heard us talk about, please like and comment and let us know. And we'll be happy to listen to, read, or otherwise explore new authors.
Yeah, or anything else. So if you want to know more about life in the Midlands, or owning a bookshop, or something that we actually know about.
So until next time?
Well, you know.
So that's a no.
Okay, I thought we were done. We were wrapping it up.
Dear listener, perhaps you've wanted to become a dragon. Imagine yourself sweeping through the skies on strong and unfurled majestical wings, stealing a sheep and roasting it with your own breath. Or perhaps you've always dreamed of being a monster truck announcer. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Or any number of other things. Perhaps you have an audiobook that you want to bring to fruition. Or perhaps you just like hearing the sound of your own voice and would like to hear it in lots of different ways. If any of these things apply to you, reach out to Cosmic Ron at Cosmic Adams Sound Studios. Yeah, you guys aren't helping me out here.
Ron does a great job making us sound better.
That brought tears to my eyes, Megan. That was so beautiful.
It's not only the making us sound better, which is absolutely true, because he adds effects and he cuts things and he rearranges things and he makes it make more sense, but he also does great things pre-production, post-production, like making, the title things and adding the links, and he just is fabulous and does so many great things, and we highly recommend reaching out to him if you are wanting to, as Lance said, start your own podcast or make any sort of recorded materials to put out there on the web. Ron will help you do a better job.
Yes, and he is a producer. So even from the beginning, knowing what the heck we're going to talk about, he's there from the beginning to end. So, Cosmic Adams Sound Studios. Yay. So until next time.
We'll meet you in the middle.
Hello, book lovers. This is Debra from Middle Ground Books. You've been listening to Middle Ground Books After Hours. recorded here in Emporia, Kansas with Lance, Megan, and me. Come to Middle Ground Books to meet your friends, find your next great read, or help a child discover the wonder of imagination. Middle Ground Books After Hours is produced and remotely engineered by Cosmic Atom Sound Studios, producing the vision and making it sound. Cosmic Atom Sound Studios. Let's come together and build something new. We're so glad you spent this time with us after hours. Goodbye until next time when we meet you in the middle.
I was just going to clarify that you would not learn all of that stuff about hieroglyphs by reading the Red Pyramid. We don't want to give that impression. There are hieroglyphs included in the Red Pyramid.
There really are, which is super cool.
And they are accurate and good, but Lance did not learn those things from reading the Red Pyramid. Just want to clarify in case there's someone out there like, oh, cool, I want to learn hieroglyphs. I'm going to buy the Red Pyramid. No, it is just a story, a YA, middle grade / YA story.
But you will learn like per, which is the word for house, and you'll learn.
It will give you the pantheon so that you can get started and learn more. But don't think of it, it's not a primer to learning
Middle
a new language.
If you want that one, send me a thing in the comments. The Middle Egyptian Grammar by Hawk is the absolute best Middle Egyptian grammar.
So if you do want to learn hieroglyphs,